It's time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
Welcome back to another episode of the Up North Journal, everybody. I'm host Mike Adams, sitting in the cabin tonight with Dan DeFaw. Before we get started, we want to help you save some money.
That's right, folks. Don't forget to use our promo codes to save that money. And let's start off with buckbaits.com. That's right, the brick and mortar store of Buck Baits down at Sterling Heights, Michigan at 15 and Dodge Park. Go over there. If you're on the website, buckbaits.com, use the promo code UNJ20. That will get you 20% off your order.
For those of you who are looking for Easy Cut products, make sure you go to easycutproducts.com. And when you're there, use the UNJ promo code UNJ15 off to save 15% off your order.
And let's not forget Lincoln Roan over at packermax.com. It's never too early, never too late to think about the Packer Max. Go on over to packermax.com, use the promo code UNJ25. That'll get you $25 off your order over at Packer Max Outdoors.
For those of you looking for some new firearms and firearm products, make sure you go over to the islandarmory.com. While you're there shopping, use the promo code UNJ10 to save 10% off your order there.
If you shot that bird of a lifetime and you want it mounted, don't forget Troublesome Creek Taxidermy. We've had them live on the show. We've talked to them. You want to get 10% off your order, go to Facebook, go to troublesome.creek.7, find their website. If you go to our website, UNJ, make sure to click on the button to download the form. You get 10% off over there using the code UNJ10.
Looking for that game call, whether it be a squirrel, whether it be goose, duck, deer, make sure you go to JPO Game Calls. Look for them at jpogamecalls.com, and while you're there shopping, use the UNJ10 promo code to save 10% off your order.
And Miller Deer Tracking, the man that seems to never sleep during deer season. Get 20% off your next deer tracking using the promo code UNJ20. Look for Miller Deer Tracking on Facebook or give him a call over at 810-240-4891.
Looking for the hottest new plastics to take on the water, whether it be hard water or soft water? Make sure you go over to southernindianabaitco.com. While there, use the UNJ promo code UNJ10 to save 10% off your order.
Deer Camp Coffee, folks. We drink it every night on the show. You want to try it? You can go to the brick and mortar store at 15 in Dodge Park at Deer Camp itself, or go to deercampcoffee.com. Also use our promo code UNJ10. You get 10% off your order. And don't forget, get a bag of the UNJ medium roast blend there as well.
All right, Danny, where's our live view camera look from tonight?
Welcome back to another live Wednesday night episode of Up North Journal in the cabin in our live look tonight, folks. We had to go find some place where it's daylight. We're going out to Old Faithful out in Yellowstone. I tell you what, we're like talking. I was like, wait, everything's going to be dark. Yeah. So we figured we better find something dark. You said, go west, young man, and I did. So right there, we're looking at a live camera out at Yellowstone at Old Faithful. So there you go. There's your live daylight look before it gets dark.
Well, it's kind of like us, Old Faithful, episode 709. So we broke into the 700s now, and it's been a good run, and we're rocking along tonight. So welcome back to another episode of the Up North Journal, everybody. Host Mike Adams tonight with Dan DeFaw, freshly back from Michigan's Upper Peninsula, where I was 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah. You know, we both were up there. We've been up in the UP now a couple times, and obviously this past weekend, if you were watching anything on Facebook, you've seen where Adam and I were doing live shots from...
Doing shots?
No, we did not do any shots. But I tell you what, we had an ecstatically great time out at the UP Ice Fishing and Hunting Expo with Sarah Mackey and her gang. It was so much fun.
Saw some pictures. Looked like a gang. Looked like the whole doggone bunch of people. The vendors all got together and went out for dinner one night.
We did, and it was Lacey from Blades got us all together. Said, "Hey, let's go out after the show," and we said, "Okay." And you know what? We just went out for dinner, and after that, we went back to the hotel and kind of crashed. Yeah, it was. Those shows can be long days, but they are so much fun to be at and finally meet all these people that we had interviewed throughout the year. So then when you walk in the show, you get to meet these people and live and in person, and it was just an amazing time. And when we went up there,
Oh, you brought pictures tonight.
I brought pictures. That's right.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Let's see if we can make this, how this is going to work. Hopefully it's going to play nice. But, let's go back to last Thursday.
Last Thursday.
Yeah. Just before we were getting ready to leave, we were going to leave on Friday morning. So Sarah sent me some pictures, and inside the hall, they were getting ready. Looked pretty empty. So I was like, okay, they're starting. I see some ice shanties, so we're good, right? So right there,
It's a pretty good sized venue.
it is a great. So basically, if you've ever been to Woods and Water, the Eastern Michigan State Fairgrounds with the different buildings,
Yep.
same setup there. They got multiple buildings everywhere. We had talked before with the DNI having that what they call a pocket park, and it was right next door, 2 buildings over. They weren't there unfortunately because of the time of year. But I can see where, if that would have been opened, the amount of children, we saw a lot of kids there. That was so good to see. It was,
That's good news.
It was. It literally was good news. So Thursday they were setting up. You could see here they pulled in a little food trailer.
Oh, I thought that was your camper.
When I walked in, I thought it was a camper at first.
See, that's Danny size.
Right? So they were setting up the food camper.
That's my kind of food tent.
Right? They made excellent sandwiches. You can see here a little bit more of the show getting set up, and there was our welcome sign that was going to be put on our booth to find where we were sitting. So that was on Thursday, and Adam and I left on Friday morning, 7 o'clock.
7 a.m.
Yeah, 7 a.m. So it was,
If I'd have known, I'd have called you.
well, you could have. That would have been fine.
I would have called you on my way to work.
Right? We actually had some decent weather getting up there. It wasn't anything crazy, but it's always beautiful to get to the Mackinac Bridge. Adam and I stopped right there at the park, right past the bridge.
Oh, so you're on the north side here.
Yes.
Northwest side.
Yep. And we did a live shot from there before making our trip west.
It was a little windy during your live shot.
It was a lot windy. But you know what? It really... So that's an interesting thing about Michigan. Because that was in the Straits, it actually, if you look at the water, it was pretty calm. When we got past the Straits, when we headed west,
Yeah.
the waves turned to white caps, and the wind was coming right up Lake Michigan and just hammering.
That's what I was going to say. It had to be coming out of the southwest.
Yep. And when we started traveling, obviously you get off the bridge, you got to make that infamous turn onto US 2 and start hitting west, like you said. We didn't hit any rain till we hit the bridge, and then from the bridge, about for 45 minutes, we hit some weather. Nothing crazy.
That sounds like the week I was up there.
Right?
Same thing. It rained all week.
So yeah, it was just so much fun crossing that bridge, getting over there.
No, it's
and
not.
It wasn't too bad. You didn't have to worry about ice.
No.
You didn't have to worry about ice. The water was not bad at all. Of course, you had your bridge construction. Mm-hmm. Got to have that.
Yep, that was going on when I went through.
Right. So
I was towing the camper at night across that thing. Not fun at all.
Right, but that bridge is just it is just awesome to drive over, drive on the grates. They're actually fixing a section of grate, which always makes you feel good.
Yeah, pull them babies out. Why don't you take a dive down there?
So yeah, so we got there. We actually went right to our hotel. We checked in, and we got set because the hotel was a mile away from the venue. Mm-hmm. And then we went right over to the venue, and we were greeted by Sarah and her team, which was just awesome. And we walked in, and they have the booklet that we picked up. Everybody got one. Of course, our ad is right there.
I haven't seen that yet.
There's our ad, right? So
almost on the front page.
almost, right? And big shout out to Rachel, the writer we interviewed a couple months ago. She actually did a little write-up about us in here, and she was actually one of the first people I saw on Friday, which was pretty cool. So, but we had to get in there, and we had to do our little setup, so we got our booth all set up. You can see we got the TV, some swag, and right next to us was Uncle Henry's and Deer Camp and Buck Baits, and on the other side was Caitlin and her Beaver Lures, which we interviewed prior, and we got all set up. We got the TV rolling.
Wait.
All right.
So next to the booth where, back up just a minute. I couldn't go. I had a mandatory shift that I had to work due to daylight savings time at work. I was at work from midnight until 4 a.m. and I'd worked the previous night. Or I got out at 5 and turned around, had to be back at midnight. So not fun. Actually, no, that was on Saturday night. So I had a little time off. But the point is, I couldn't make the trip.
You couldn't.
Could not make the trip.
It was. You missed it, man.
So
it was
I
a good
couldn't.
time.
I could not keep track of things that were going on. But you guys were right next to Uncle Henry's.
Yeah.
How convenient.
I tell you what, it was probably one of the best moves that they did.
Did you eat them out of house and home?
No, we only had one. Actually, we had 2 packs. One pack on Saturday, 1 pack on Sunday, I think.
That's what you're calling a box now, is a pack?
No. we tried them out, and you can see we were there. When we got there, Tony was ready. He brought up Uncle Henry's. Uncle Henry's world famous gourmet meats. I think he hit it off pretty good up there. And as you can see, Tony here with the Buck Baits had his Estrus Max and everything. It was bottled last Thursday, actually, believe it or not.
Pretty fresh.
Yeah, it was really fresh. And then obviously Deer Camp having their coffee there with their seasoning, their chocolate covered coffee beans, which was a big hit. Mm-hmm. And so we got all set up. You just saw the ad. I just showed everybody live here. There we are in the booklet. And then here we are just getting set up, ready. We helped out and got Tony set, got us set, and we were ready to rock and roll after that. And then the doors opened at 3, but people float in early, right? So, so the first day, Friday, opened at 3. A big shout out to the DNR biologist we interviewed, John Bowman. He stopped by right away. He took some time off to come see the show, wanted to stop and say hi to us, meet us, and we got to meet him.
So how did you make the connection with him?
So the connection with him, for the interview or at the show?
At the show.
Okay, so he basically walked up and he says, hey, how you doing? And I looked at him and I went, you're the DNR biologist guy. He says, yes, I am. So he took some time
So you
off.
didn't know he was coming to the show?
I didn't.
Okay.
When we interviewed him, he said if he had time, he would come to the show.
Okay.
So
he came as just a layperson.
Yep, he took some time off of work. He had some time to get off work and come on over there. And literally, what we did is just I asked him. I said, "How everything's going?" Interview went great. He gave us some fishing tips. He says, well, it's hunting season. There's a lot of boats out on the bay, but there's a lot more fish up in the rivers right now. So, yeah, that kind of was one of those things. It's
good to know people.
Right? So that's what he was saying, and you're right, that is a nice banner. So it was good to see him right away. And then after that, we interviewed Rachel. Like we said, she showed up, and we got to talk with her a little bit. And she was she was kind of casing the show floor. She stopped, talked to us, stopped, talked to Tony. And then when she left, the next day was the weekend edition, and we got a written by her right on the front page about the UP Ice Fishing and Hunting Expo returns to Esky. And it says right here, Deer Camp and Buck Baits was partners with Up North Journal.
Made the front page.
Right on the front page. They got the picture wrong though, but should have been up.
What, you thought your picture ought to be on the front?
I do. But this gentleman was directly across from us, and it was really cool to meet him. He was selling furs. I'm trying to find him on my list here because I don't remember his name off the top of my head. So, but there it is, Humboldt's Furs, and like you see in the picture here, he had anything from hats to mittens to full pelts.
You didn't bring me back a hat?
No.
Back here slaving away, having to work, couldn't go. You didn't bring me back any treats. Nothing.
I can bring over some candy.
Nah, it's too late for that.
Right. So it was just a great time that we had that first day meeting, figuring out how it was going to all run. People came in. It was pretty steady. Got a little slow about dinner time, but then right after 5, 6 o'clock, it picked up right to the end of the show at 8 o'clock there, and the first day ended with us. Let me find it here before you switch over to it. Go here, click over.
He's not prepared.
Well, I got to make sure I get the right picture up there. So we went to, Tony said, hey, let's go grab some dinner. Adam and I said, okay, where are we going to go? We went to Moe's Pub. Good burger.
Didn't do shots, but you're doing steins of beer.
It wasn't a stein, it was a pint, and I only had one. This was Keweenaw's Red Ridge.
See what happens when I'm not around to watch these guys?
Right? And it was a good time. Adam and Tony had some root beer, and it was a first day that ended very well.
It's always good when you go to a show and get that first day down. Everything goes well, especially if you're tired, makes you sleep good, kick off the next day.
Absolutely, and then you're also meeting people in the public for the first time, and they want to know about you, why you're there, what you're selling or not.
So how many people ask you, what's a podcast?
So, a lot of people did not ask us of what we told them. We said we are one of the oldest podcasts in outdoors. Started in 2007 by Mr. Michael Adams, otherwise known as the Godfather of podcasting. And we've been partnered with them, the Daily Press, all year. Have been interviewing, and we told them, and as you saw in the one picture, we had the TV rolling. So
right.
That had the interviews going, so we could just point right to that. Like whether it was Caitlin or it was Hud's Lures, he was there. We got to meet, and said, hey, there's. It was good, and they made the connection. Pretty much everybody knew what a podcast was, and most of them were like, all right, we'll look you up and we'll check you out. And that's kind of
a lot of traffic across Facebook on the page while y'all were up there.
We had a really good spot right when you walk in the front door, right past, they had like a main table that you stopped at to get your ticket to put in for the drawing. And then if you kind of went to the right, you hit Deer Camp, and we were right there. And it was just, we had a perfect position to greet everybody coming into the store. We were right across from Blades Baits. Had a good time with them. They did an awesome job as well. So it was really cool when we made the whole connection, walking the show floor, obviously, and we started doing. I think Friday night we did Caitlin from Beaver Lures, a live hit, and then the next day, Saturday, we made some other live hits as well, whether it was Blades or it was. I can't think of the name of the rod company right now.
GT?
Nope, not GT. We made a connection with him, doing all these live hits, and it was just Sikkim Lures out there. Got to meet him. And
didn't you guys have a young lad that made his own lures?
Blake's Baits.
Blake's Baits.
Yeah, Adam interviewed him on Sunday. Cool kid. It's really nice to see him take the passion that he has and roll it right into something and making it into a business.
Kind of reminds me of somebody from Indiana.
Right? Literally, that's kind of how it went. And I'm going to look for something live on the air, of course. There it is. I knew I had it. C&J Custom Rods. They had just started in January of this year.
Really?
This was their very first show.
And
Of course, when I find a newbie, I have to go down there and wreak havoc. So it was pretty fun. I got to meet those guys. They are out of Wisconsin, so their future to be on the show. They want to come on, and we said no problem at all. So it was just fun meeting different types of people from all walks of life, whether having a good time.
what was the biggest surprise about the show for you? Something you didn't expect.
Something I didn't expect. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, I went in with low expectations, so we overachieved on a lot of things. The amount of people that was there, according to the post I see, they said that over 5,300 came through for the weekend, and this was the first day. This might have been either Friday or Saturday, it doesn't matter, but you can see people starting to watch and walk the aisles. And basically, so here was a good one. You talk about Uncle Henry, right? Perfect spot. They come, they look, maybe get some deer camp coffee, maybe get some buck baits. Then they hit Uncle Henry with the meat sticks and the jerky. Had a lady. She came up, she bought some meat sticks. I said, now you be careful. Don't open those up, because you'll be coming back. No.
5 minutes later?
5 minutes later, she didn't even make it halfway down the aisle. She goes, yeah, I opened it. I'm back. I got to get more. So it was really good to see. There was they had anything from wood carving signs to Bass Reaper to L&M, which is like a Tractor Supply. As you can see here, this was set up for the scouts to have minnow racing.
Do I dare ask?
Well, basically, you take two gutters, you drop a minnow in, and see who gets to the other side, end of the gutter first.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
So you can see here, looking down this aisle, right on the right-hand side, we had the wood carver rustic signs. That was, rustic cedar signs. He did a fabulous job. He was actually, people would buy them, and if you wanted your name put on it, he would go home that night and have it done, and you come back to the show the next day and pick it up.
Except for Sunday.
Then he would ship it to you. So, like I said about when you walk in, there's the greeting table. There's Sarah and her team waiting for people to come in, greet them, and give out their tickets and put in for the drawing.
What were they giving away?
They were giving away, each day they were giving away a Rapid River knife.
Man, I wish I'd have known.
Why, you would have gave yours away?
No, I wouldn't have given mine away. I bought one while I was up north.
Oh, see?
Got me a new pocket knife. Actually, I bought two of these. It's a dangerous place to be in because there's so many cool things there.
Right.
So they give away, they had a knife for each day. Custom knife?
Yes.
Okay.
So they had custom knives giveaway. They didn't have a booth there, but they were giving them away.
Gotcha.
So they donated 3 knives.
Maybe next year
that.
they'll be there.
Yeah, maybe. So it was really good to have them for prizes. And if you bought something, they had another bucket that we were giving out blue tickets for, like a second chance drawing.
Okay.
So if you bought something, you give them a ticket to put in the bucket. So it was pretty good.
Did you see anybody who got one of the knives?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Did you see the knives?
I didn't study them. I saw them in the box.
Okay.
They were...
Like a hunting knife?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Straight blade.
Gotcha.
So they were pretty cool looking. One of the cool things, the fur company back there.
Humboldt?
No, not Humboldt. Right here. Barnes Hide and Fur. Besides hides and furs, they also had things you could buy, like machetes, bows, racks, elk racks. They had things back there. And one of the things they had back there was a Fred Bear compass bow.
Wow.
And a pack, still in the pack, of Fred Bear razor broadheads.
I remember those broadheads. My dad bought those.
Really?
When he first started hunting. Yeah, I mean, we're talking, I'm going to say, like, late 60s, early 70s-ish. I remember seeing these broadheads. Matter of fact, I might even have. I got a quiver of his old arrows, and I might have one of those broadheads.
Really?
Yeah. I got them stuck back here somewhere.
And so these were for sale, and I didn't know these were for sale till somebody next to us bought them, Tony, and says, "Hey, guess what I just bought?" So this was obviously a Fred Bear out of Grayling, and that's a bad picture. Oh, there you go.
Kodiak 2.
Yep. So, so it was really cool to see. And they had some other stuff back there as well, some other Fred Bear stuff.
Dare I ask what those went for?
He got a good deal. I won't say, but he got a really good deal. I found out, because a friend of mine who collects those, I sent him the pictures. I said, hey, what are these worth? And I told him how much he paid for them. He goes, oh, he got a really, really good deal.
Okay, so we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
yes, okay.
He got a really good deal. So
okay.
It was so much fun meeting Mr. Huddleston from Hud's Lures. He's like I said, these people we interviewed them over Zoom, and when you meet them in person, their personality doesn't change.
Well, you meet people in the outdoors, and when they've got a company or something, and it's a smaller company and it's custom made stuff, or it's not run down a factory line. It's stuff that they make, one at a time. They've got a passion for it.
Well, that's it, right? You get a passion for it, and that goes out to the young gentleman, Blake's Baits. Same thing. Well, you can see like Hud's Lures and stuff like that he has the passion. GT, talk to him. He's got the passion, and I think one of the busiest booths that I did see was GT.
Okay,
He was pretty busy.
Where everybody was congregating.
Yeah, he was pretty busy. So
you weren't there signing autographs, and people lined up around the corner.
I was hoping they'd go for Adam, but no. No. So it was fun. There's a story. Adam and I, like we said, we had C&J, GT. We were getting all our
had the alphabet.
Oh, we did, and it was funny. We were trying. We could get them all messed up, and it was that ended our Saturday. Like I said, doing the live hits, talking with people, meeting new people, talking with people from the public, talking with the little kids as well, seeing they're all excited for upcoming hunting season, or a lot of them were coming in from the woods because they went out that morning.
Had their camo on?
Nope. They just went out that morning, and some were leaving the show
going
on Saturday at 5:00 to go hunting.
Anybody talking about any success stories yet?
Oh yeah. This one guy, he bought some extra snacks from Buck's Baits, and he goes, "Yeah, I got this buck 3 weeks ago. Really nice 10-point." I mean, it's like, okay. So he goes, "I'm going to try to get another one tonight." So there was definitely some success stories. Some Caitlin, boyfriend, they were out. He got down out of his stand because there was a certain buck they were going after, and he jumped it. They think because heard that crashing at dark. So
somebody here says that they heard that one of your biggest fans came to see you there, a local person.
Yes.
Do tell.
So
is this a story you can tell?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So make sure
so
keep it family here.
Denise has family in the UP.
Okay.
Right there in Bark River, which is 30 minutes from Escanaba. So she came out on Saturday to see me, and we talked, and she got some buck baits, and she got deer camp actually, got some coffee, and she came specifically to see me.
Wow. Got your own entourage.
That's right. So it was pretty cool.
Did you take your 8x10 glossies and sign some?
No.
He's got 8x10 glossies.
I do. Anybody that's been around this show knows that. But it was nice. It was nice to see Lori.
I never had 8x10 glossies.
No, you didn't. No. So it was nice to see Lori. Was it cold where you at? Amaya, actually, it was pretty warm. It was, I think what happened is we got into a couple nice days that people had to make a decision of,
Go hunting or go to the show or do something outside.
Do I do something outside before it starts to snow and I don't get to it? Or do I go hunting? And I think a lot of people took that because actually Sunday morning was pretty busy before the Packers game. And so it was, I think it was a little bit of nice weather.
It'll kill the show.
Right? Exactly.
It'll kill the show.
I didn't get any of the Jimmy Crack corn. I saw them out there, but I smelled it, but didn't have any. But I did have some of the, what was his name? Grateful Cheese. The Grateful Cheese. Yes. Very good cheese. Ham and cheeses. Steak and cheese.
Oh, sandwiches.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was like cheese products.
Cheese curds.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty good. It was give you a little like at the restaurants you get for when you're waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just take that, go back inside, 10 minutes later.
So you guys had Uncle Henry's. You go out, have a good dinner, have a few drinks. You got snacks there, cheese and cheesy products and sandwiches while you're there. I think all you guys did was eat and drink.
We did.
Okay. Just checking.
Well, we got to keep up our energy to talk to all the people.
Okay.
Right?
I see.
So, Saturday at 5:00 the show ended. It was probably a good time. It might have could have went longer. Not sure. But a lot of people were heading out. Like Caitlin was leaving the show, heading right to the woods.
Right. Yeah, it's that time of year.
Yeah. So, but Lacey from Blades Baits got us together, and we went down to the Ludington Grill. So,
Once again, eating again.
Yeah. So we got a table. You can see at the table. There's Tony. There is I can't think of her name. Connie, Adam. In the back there, you got Lacey, Blade, Sarah, Nathan in the orange back there. But we got to have some dinner, and it was a good time. We had this young lady take our picture, and she made a joke.
Which one? The one?
The blonde right there in the
Okay.
front. So she was our waitress, and she made a joke that, oh, you wanted a picture of me. And so I had her take a picture, and she started to walk. I said, wait. No. You got to be in the picture.
Yeah.
She's like, what? I said, get in the picture. So she got in the picture, and so that was Saturday night. We finished up dinner, and we headed back. It was a long day. We got back. We were able to watch some football and conveniently pass out in the hotel. It was tiring. So.
Well, I heard from little Birdie that once the show kind of all got over and everything, you made a detour and actually headed north.
I kept on going west. So
Northwest.
yeah. So I haven't been to the cabin since July.
That's a long time for you.
Yeah, it is, and it's been cold up there to the point where it's been below freezing.
Yeah, it has, because I was up there when it was freezing.
Right? And so what I did was I was kind of nervous about the water situation. Was our pump frozen? So at the end of the show on Sunday, Adam and I went northwest, to the cabin. Stopped in there for 15 minutes. Saw that the water was fine. The water was good, so I drained it and got out of there. Property looked fabulous. And kind of interesting you brought that up. I've been up there once this year in July, so the property has not been touched a lot this year. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of hunting we're going to get out of it this year.
Did you do anything to your grain fields while you were up there in July?
Just mowed them.
Okay.
Mowed them.
What did you look at them while you were up there this last
No.
week?
Nope,
Okay.
never even went out there. And that's as far as I've been out in the woods is those fields. And so
So the stands are all untouched. Everything's untouched.
everything's untouched.
You know, being quiet like that, it may have done something for you guys there. You might have some bucks hanging around there since it's been really quiet.
Well, that's what we're hoping, and it'll be interesting to see if there is a change. And we'll talk a little bit here in a bit about that when we take a look at deer hunting for this year. But like I said, that got us to Saturday night. Went and passed out, watched a little college football. Then on Sunday, another great day. we got to, as we went around the show, we said our goodbyes. Of course, I had to get a picture with everybody just to prove that, hey, we talked to y'all. There's Caitlin. Congratulations to Caitlin at Beaver Lewis. She found out that she won a $10,000 grant from one of the local banks for her business. Mm-hmm. Big congrats on that.
Absolutely.
This is Blake himself, little guy on the right with his dad, and we got a picture with him in his booth. Here we are down in Blades with she is a pro staffer for Clam on their fishing side.
Oh, the one that makes the ice houses.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and there we go. There's Lacey and Blade and Rustic Signs. I can't think of his name right now, but stop there. You can see in the background there's the clams all set up against that wall. So there they were. There's GT saying goodbye to him. There's Mr. Hudslure himself. Oh, she did get in the picture. Oh, that's his wife in the background. And then we said goodbye to the crew. There's Sarah and Nathan. And another one of the crew as we said our goodbyes. And we were out of there. But by the time we went to the cabin, we got back, we got across the bridge, it was dark. So,
and to all a good night.
And to all, I rolled into the house at 11:30. So it wasn't that bad.
Wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I've done that before, so it's not detrimental. But long day, but we got through it. Got to listen to some football,
and all's well.
And you're right, Adam. I took you into Wolf Country, and to find out that that's the furthest west. Corey, thank you. That's the furthest west Adam has ever been in the UP.
Well, I was that way 2 years ago.
Right.
Your place is the furthest west. I can now say I've been to the furthest point west in the state of Michigan, and I'm talking point, as in point like big enough to put your feet on.
Right.
At the Montreal River. So.
But it was like I said, it was a good weekend. We got our wrap-up sheet here. It has a couple questions they want us to fill out to improve the show for next year. And everybody that we talked to was impressed for year number 2, the size, the amount of people that were there.
So the people that were there last year for the very first one to this year, they had nothing but kudos.
Yep.
For the show.
They had nothing but they were excited to see the show expanding like it was.
Next year?
Next year, we hope it's going to be bigger. It's going to be better.
Same time of year?
Roughly. We'll have discussion as to if we try to pull it ahead a little bit so we could get that pocket park open for the DNR. Really, I think that would have been, because they had a archery range in there, a pellet range, and a trout pond there that they could do. Mm-hmm. And I think if they have that open,
be a good draw for the kids.
Right. And you're right, Adam. We loved that rain on the drive back. It was that annoying rain, but it wasn't snow.
We ran into snow.
See? Welcome to the UP, right?
Right. Yeah. Yep. Well, it sounds like everybody had a good time. Sounds like y'all had a good time, made an impact up there, and looking forward to next year.
We are looking forward to next year. Hopefully we'll take some more of our vendors, some of our help that we have. We'll get back up there. I want to see a couple of our supporters go there with us next year. Hopefully if we pull it a little earlier, they'll be able to go, because I think overall, what we talked about, booth price and whatnot, it's all, and the most important thing was it was free to get in.
That's good.
I talked to one lady who went to, I think it was a craft show up in Marquette at the Dome. Mm-hmm. And the first thing out of her mouth was she had to pay $12 to get in, and she had her family with her, so everybody had to pay, plus parking. And then right there, she was already $60 down, going into where she's going to go into a show and spend $200-300.
Yeah, which could have went into some of the vendors' pockets and made them happier.
Exactly. So we did see a few of the Blades Clam ice houses get carried out. It was pretty interesting because they're pretty tall, and a guy my size and height tried to carry it out.
Did he get inside and hold it up?
He put it on like a backpack, and it basically came down to his shoes. So every time he walked, he kicked it. It's like, so, just certain things like that. But, so the local paper there, obviously the Daily Press, the local TV station did a live spot from there. So I didn't get to see them, so I'll have to go back. Maybe I can find what they did. But they were there supporting. But I think it was well received, and hopefully next year it'll be. We hope for. Well, so there, if numbers are right, they had 4,500 last year. They say they had 5,300 this year.
Okay, so about 20%.
So 20% more. So year 3, let's go for 20% more. Get about 6,000. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. And Adam had. Yeah, yeah, thanks. Adam,
I knew he wouldn't let me down.
why did I bring you back?
I knew he would have a story to tell. So now the cat's like, do tell.
All right, so those bins that have the flip tops?
Yeah.
I had 2 of those.
Keywords had?
I got one now. And so I literally we were wrapping up, we were packing, and I had it behind me, and I knew. I said, don't sit on it. Just don't sit on it, because it's not going to hold you. And it was like slow motion. Once I got my motion going, I just couldn't stop. And I sat on it.
And put your butt through it.
And I put my butt through it and broke it in half.
Nice.
So yeah, it was definitely a good time by Adam and I with Tony, and yeah.
Well, hopefully next year I can make it. It's. I just couldn't go. I'm trying to get. I'm looking at a different job classification at work, and I'm going through a ton of training, and actually, it's going to keep me out of the woods this year. It's just there's so much training and so much overtime involved with this that I've got to do my due diligence, and this is going to be a long process.
Do they know you're untrainable?
My boss may have found that out today, actually. It's something where I'm trying to learn, and I'm having a heck of a time getting everything down pat on it. But it's worth it for my point in my career right now, and it's just something I have to do. So
well, maybe next year, hopefully.
If you don't do it on daylight savings time, I can make it.
Well, so hopefully we'll see how it goes. If we do it in there's some September dates or some October dates, and if we maybe. Yeah, literally, I was leaving an impression everywhere I go. Thank you, Mark Coleman. Maybe we can roll it into some time at the cabin, and do some bow hunting, and then do the show, or show and then bow hunting.
Either way, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
I look forward to it. It's just it's going to be a long year for me. So I got to pick and choose my times when I use my vacation wisely. So to speak.
So with that being said, it was a great show, had by all. Something of an old dog. That's right.
Man, everybody is calling you out in the chat tonight. Wow.
Hey.
So you did leave an impression, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right by me. I'm all right with that. But with that being said, it was a great 3 days. For all the interviews we did all year long, then getting up there, it literally was over like that.
Oh, it happens quick.
It is like, okay.
Same way to ATA. We go down for 3 or 4 days and bang, all of a sudden you're back home.
Right. So
driving through a snowstorm.
Got back on Sunday. Got out the list of what to take for deer season. Head up Saturday for
getting ready.
Oh yeah, got crossbows out.
Speaking of deer hunting,
yes.
Chris Kreiner.
Did you see that?
Wow.
Yeah, congrats to him.
2 bucks in one day. 1 buck was a monster. We've had Chris on before. He does a lot of predator hunting with thermal imaging scopes.
Yep.
And we need to talk to Chris and get him back on. We talk about that story and see what he's been up to. I know he's working on a show. I'm not sure if they're on TV or if it's just online, but they're doing a lot of night predator hunting for the company.
Yeah, they are.
So
they are.
Something we need to get a hold of him. Maybe we can get him back on.
Yeah,
Chris,
definitely.
if you're happen to listen to this, get a hold of us.
Tom Gensel wants to know why we're still messing with daylight savings time.
Why we? That's a good question.
Exactly.
I don't know, but it wreaked havoc on my body for about 3 days.
From what I know, our wonderful government has got the bill ready to
sign
it and
it's
make it
just
go away.
It's just sitting there.
It's just sitting there.
Yep. Yep.
So, but yeah. So getting ready for deer season. Glad I got the crossbows out yesterday. Today's rain was miserable, to say the least. Did you have that hail come through Monday? Is it Monday?
Not that I recollect. It could have, but I ran into it up north.
Did you?
I ran into a lot of rain. I ran into sleet. I ran into hail.
Ran into Michigan weather.
You gotta love the UP in October.
One of the very few states you can drive 10 hours to be in the same state and go through all 4 seasons.
There you go.
Right? So Buckbait says good luck on opening day, folks. That's right. Bucks are chasing. We got a lot of good reports from people at the show that says the Bucks are chasing. I get a feeling they're chasing. My does in my backyard are a little spooky. I had one come running by today. She was looking over her shoulder, but I didn't see nothing.
Did you read the story with Chris Kreiner and the 2 bucks he shot? Did you read the whole story?
No, I didn't get a chance today.
There was nothing but bucks chasing. I mean, that's what the whole deal was. It's pretty cool. So I won't say too much more about it in case we get him on,
right?
Because it's definitely worth hearing the story. So, but no, the only thing I've done the last month, I went up for a week to the UP. Actually, I was on the north side of the Michigan Reservoir. I got to see it from the north side, which is pretty cool.
Yes, you were.
It was the furthest I've been west. Went all the way into Wisconsin. Went up for a week. Actually, about 8 days we were up there in camped right on Lake Superior. Amazing. Even with the rain, it was just amazing. It didn't rain all day every day, but it rained every day but one. So, but we got out, did a lot of hiking. I put 24 miles on the foot hiking. We went up to Summit Point in the Porcupine Mountains.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful view. Amazing. I mean, literally amazing views up there. And we hit the color early, so we really didn't get to see color in the trees. Went to Lake of the Clouds, hit 24 waterfalls, and at one of the waterfalls, I decided to throw some rocks.
Well,
so everybody probably already knows, but yeah, I threw a diamond rock at my better half.
Right?
And she didn't throw me in. She did not throw me in the waterfall.
Congratulations.
So
yeah, I was waiting for it. Yep. So obviously you now have a better half for sure. She didn't throw it, like you said, didn't throw it in.
No, did not throw me in. So all's good.
Yes, congratulations on that as well. That is excellent news. Anybody that's been in our shoes these last few years,
they know.
Yeah, right.
So, they know.
But
stopped at Rapid River Knife Works on the way through and looked through. Have you been in the new store?
I have not been in the new store.
Wow, that's all I can say. That place has changed. It's probably been 4 or 5 years since I've been in there, and it's probably been longer than that. Actually, it's probably been 7 or 8 years. But they've redone the store. It's probably 2 to 3 times as large as what it was.
I saw it on. I think it's called Traveling Michigan show, where they went inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
And the thing that got me that day, we went in, and I wanted to take Nancy in the store and show her, and I wanted to see the new section of it. And we're looking at the knives and just making our way around. In walks this kid that may be 9, 10 years old with his dad. He's all in camo, face paint on. And I kind of look over, I said, "Did you just get out of the woods?" And he's like, yep. And his dad said, yep, he just shot his first buck with a bow. And I was like, man, that is awesome. I mean, the grin on the kid's face was huge. And his dad brought him in to buy him his first hunting knife after he shot his first buck.
Oh, that is awesome.
I was like, pick it out. What do you want?
Wow.
It's like, hey, if you're throwing knives around, I'll take a couple.
I just walked in the store first time, buy me a knife. Right? So no, it was, I want to stop in there. Every time I stop in, I'm beelining for the cabin. It's like,
if anybody's in the area and they're open, stop by. It is well worth the stop. I bought this pocket knife folder. I bought 2 of these. I bought this one's is crimson, and then I bought one that's got a blue tint to it that matches my pack axe.
Oh yeah. Yep, I remember that.
So
that is it the same wood?
No, but
okay.
it's very. It looks like it's twin.
Okay.
The wood, the actual color and
Yeah.
patterns that are in it. So it's not the same, but it's very, very similar. So yeah. So that one's going to go in the safe, and this one is in my pocket now.
There you go. That's awesome. Deer Camp says congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Uh,
Oh, and I had a pasty while I was up there.
and how was it?
Oh man.
You better believe
Stop at Sills in Ontonagon if you want some good food for a very reasonable price, and I'm talking a ton of food. We had a small appetizer pasty that was about this big. Each one of us, we say, we'll take the appetizer, and I want the fish dinner. They brought that out. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to eat the fish dinner.
Right?
But,
Oh, man.
yep, with some good hot gravy on it. Yeah.
So I was
it
told
good.
that's the wrong way to eat those things, as we found out, right? You're supposed to use ketchup, I guess.
They brought us out
Gravy.
a big bowl of gravy.
I know.
It was good. Good food up there. So, but yeah, it was a good trip up. Had a good time.
Well, obviously, you're now engaged.
Yeah, she didn't kill me.
Right?
We spent a lot of time in the Porkies. Went to Ironwood twice. I can't say enough about the beauty of that place. The one thing that really shocked me and surprised me was I had to drive all the way into Wisconsin to see my first deer. Once I got into the UP,
Really?
I was shocked. And even walking, we walked 24 miles.
And didn't see one deer?
Didn't see a deer, didn't see a track. Did not see a deer track. And it wasn't like the place was littered full of people. I mean, yeah, we were walking some of the main trails and stuff, but you'd still think, walking by the rivers and seeing the waterfall, somewhere you'd see a deer track.
Nothing.
It blew my mind.
Really?
And I talked to a local, I'm like, do y'all have deer up here? Actually, we were in Bruce Crossings.
Okay.
Stopped at a little restaurant / bar, bowling alley, and got a pizza. And I was talking to the owner there. I said, we've been all over the place. I said, not seen a deer, not seen a track. And he's like, oh, yeah, they're around, eh? I go a little further on that conversation that I heard at the bar that night, but it's not fit for...
Yeah, a family show like
family
ours,
show.
right? But I saw a deer, typical, right on the side of the highway, staring at us, and it's like, you can just stay right there. Don't get no ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So, but that is very odd. Did you see any bald eagles?
Yes, we did. Saw 3 or 4 on the way home. We went back a different way. We skirted down below Marquette going in. Coming back, we went through Marquette, and we ran over to Munising.
Came
come down
28.
Come down through Seney.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful country up there. First time I've ever been on that North Shore that far in Lake Superior.
Awesome.
Definitely want to go back up there, and there's a couple places we want to go take the kayaks and go paddling.
We saw several bald eagles. There was one in the middle of the field. I'm assuming it was probably on a carcass.
Yeah.
It was standing on something.
Yeah.
Adam saw that. I was too busy driving, had my eyes focused on the road. That's one of the things people, it shocks me. And you remember, it would be a week ago last Saturday that Deer Camp had their 8th anniversary.
Yep.
So we went down to Deer Camp. I met a lady there. She has never been over the bridge.
That happens a lot with people. Even people I work with in the TV industry. You think people, if you work in TV, you travel. There's a lady I work with that's a couple months younger than me. Yeah, a couple months younger than I am, and she's never been north of the bridge. Never. Furthest north she's been is Petoskey. I'm like, you gotta go. But some people don't want to cross the bridge. I didn't want to cross the bridge that night. We went up. The wind was blowing, and they had wind advisories, and we were limited to 20 miles an hour.
Yep.
And the wind was blowing the truck and the camper. I mean, we could feel it moving.
Like a big old sail.
Yeah, it was. I was gripping the wheel a little bit tight that night.
Right? It was the thing you do, especially when you got that trailer. I get it. That I've crossed that bridge with trailers, and you just kind of hold on really tight.
It moves you.
Go with it.
Yeah.
And but you didn't have an escort.
Didn't have to have an escort,
Okay,
but we were limited to 20 miles an hour.
What was one of the things? What was one of the most shocking? Not besides the deer, like you didn't expect. Like you asked me at the show. Now, what did you
about the UP?
Yeah,
up there where we were at in the Porkies. The demeanor of the people that were locals. it reminded me of being down south, where I'm from in Alabama. They're the type of people that are just good, hard-working, common folk that will do anything for you and give you a shirt off their back, but don't cross them. I mean, it wasn't like there wasn't anything that said don't cross them, but it's just, you know, those type of people. You know, we went to this restaurant slash gift shop.
Okay.
Right at the entrance to the state campground there. And we go in and we're talking with the guy, and I wanted to watch the Lions game. And, you know, and I'm thinking I'm going to get shot for saying Lions up there in that country, you know. But I said, is there any place around here where we can go watch a game on TV? Because they had TV in the restaurant. He said, yeah, we don't get the NFL on our system here. He said, sorry. He said, but, you know, there's a bar around the corner you can go to. And then he said something about places to go eat. He's got a restaurant there. But he says, you know, if you want something that's really good and you're over in Ontonagonay, he said, go over and stop at Sills and get you a pasty. So we did, you know. And when we were at Sills, we told the waitress there the same thing. So the guy over, I forget the name of the place, we told him and said, you know, you guys have a great pasty here and come over here. And you know, it's like they all help each other. It's not like they're trying to, you know, root somebody out. So
Right?
it's not like it is down here.
Yeah. Very much so. Same thing at the show. Mm-hmm. You know, if you need any help in your booth, hey, we need help, just ask. Or they're very grateful, like Sikkim Lures, Ken over there. You've seen a couple of posts where he's very thankful we stopped by to take the time out to do a live with him, and you know, but it's just showing. It just shows you what kind of people they are.
Yeah.
And you know, if it even the younger generation, like Blake. Mm-hmm. So. But
the best story, there's two of them at the campground. They're both camping related. So, you know, we get all set up and everything, and kind of you kind of get to know the people around you a little bit. There's two Packer fans that parked next to us. Well, after the second day, they were gone, and there was a guy next to them, and he had a dog. He's there by himself and walking the dog. Saw him a couple times. Well, then we take off. We go hiking one day. We come back, and it's not dark yet. It's, you know, probably 2 hours before dark. Pull in, park, get out. He's walking his dog back. And when we pulled in, I noticed where the Packer fans were, they've been gone, you know, a day or two.
Okay.
There was 2 bundles of wood next to the fire pit, and the fire was going. There's no camper. There's no tent. There's nothing there. And the guy comes walking by his dog, and I'm kind of looking in the truck. I'm getting something out, and I said, so what happened? I said, did they get scared and leave or what? And he goes, it's the craziest thing. He said, guy and lady, they come pulling in, they set up camp, do all their stuff, starts to build a fire. He said, next thing I know, they're packing up and leaving. And I said, I know exactly what happened, because it was raining and it was cold, and the wind was blowing, and you could hear the waves crashing, because we were right on the shore.
Yeah, okay.
So I said, that lady said, there's no way, and you know what, that I am staying here in a tent. You pack that up, we're going, and we're getting a hotel room. And they never came back.
Wow.
Yeah, and the guy goes, well, take the wood if you want. He goes, I'm not going to use it. I'm leaving the next day, or, you know, tomorrow. So we waited a while, and nobody was around, so we
take the wood.
We came home with more firewood than we took.
Really?
It rained every day. We only had one campfire.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. That will do it.
And then after he left, a couple days later, it was like that last weekend that we were there, on Friday night, in pulls 2 pickups with some kids. We're like, oh, man, this is going to be wild. You know, they're going to be raising Cain, you know. They pitched tents. Every one of them had their own tent, and it started blowing hard. The tents are like leaning over, and it's raining. And I figured they'd be gone, but they stuck it out. They figured they were hardcore.
They're there.
Hardcore.
Gonna do it, right?
So. Yeah, there's a couple, you know, things like that just makes you wonder. There was 2 girls that had a tent by themselves that were camped across from us. They were from the Far East.
Okay.
Far East culture, and you could just, you know, you can tell when people are from either China, Japan, or that area. And they did the same thing, man. It was blowing. They set that tent up by themselves,
stuck it out
as it's like folding over because it's blowing so hard, and got a fire going, and they stayed there, I think, 2 or 3 days.
Awesome.
And roughed it out, man.
Hey, it's as Mark Coleman likes to say, it's making memories.
Yeah.
You know, and those are the things you'll never forget. And big shout out to Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Joining us.
But
it's making memories, and something like that they'll probably never forget.
Yeah, well, you got to be prepared when you're going into an area that you don't know, especially that time of year. I mean, we took hiking boots, regular boots, to make sure things to make your feet comfortable.
You literally packed for all 4 seasons.
We did, and we bought walking sticks. Thank goodness. I'm going to tell you, if you're hiking and you're in the UP, take walking sticks. You say, oh, I'm not going to need them. I've done a lot of hiking before, and I needed them. It's so rocky, and when it's wet and slippery, you need that to be able to keep your footing and not get hurt.
Right.
Rain gear. We had rain gear with us. Backpacks. We packed our stuff in, food with us as we went. You got to be prepared because the weather changes just that quick.
That is awesome. Awesome. Well, it sounds like we've had a good few weeks.
Your expectations for deer season? We didn't really get a chance to talk about that.
You know what? My expectations are, because I haven't been there, is we'll wait and see. I'll try to go live from up there, because obviously I'll be up there for opening day next week. I honestly don't know.
Okay.
I honestly, like I said, I was there in July. I cut the fields, and that was the last I looked at them.
Anybody in the family been up there?
My cousin has. The typical deer are running around.
Okay.
Some smaller bucks. So, but we really haven't been on the property.
Okay.
So
you don't know anything about wolves or?
Oh well, they're there. Yeah.
Bear. Or,
we definitely have bear. We actually have got moose on the property.
You do?
Yes. They were caught on camera finally.
You have trail cam photos.
I don't. My cousin does.
Really?
So stay tuned. I might have been a traveler, but we'll see if they're sticking around or it was just
just one.
Because a few years ago, they were within 5 miles of us.
Okay.
According to DNR.
You're on the south side of Michigan, right?
No. I'm on the
east side?
Western. Northwest side of it.
Okay. So I wasn't far from your place when I crossed through there.
No, you weren't far at all.
I saw a sign that said Crystal Falls, but I don't know how far it was.
Right. So, expectations, my crossbows are sighted in. My guns are sighted.
Ready to blaze and got a fistful of tags.
We'll see what happens.
All right.
Stay tuned. So hopefully we'll have some good stories here in a few weeks.
Next week
next week's opening day, Wednesday.
So no show next week.
Maybe we'll do one the day before Thanksgiving. That Wednesday.
Maybe, but
if not,
most likely no, because I've got a big event.
Okay.
Tuesday night at work that I'm more than likely going to be involved in.
See, you'll be partying. See,
No, there's going to be no partying.
So in 3 weeks we'll probably have a show, and then, which I think is the last Wednesday in November.
Yeah, I think it's the 30th.
Yep. So we'll have a show then, and then we'll see, because I am going to have some surgery done.
Okay.
And then we'll see what December brings.
Okay. With that being said, we'll make this real quick. So, you saw Old Faithful at the beginning of the show, and that's kind of the way I'm equating this right now. Is we've been bringing shows to you pretty much on a regular basis every week. Sometimes we skip a week here or there, but the way the outdoor industry has changed so much in the last 2 years, I'll say, it's been really tough to be able to get people committed to coming on in the show to have something really important to talk about. And other than Danny and I just sitting here talking about our trips and, hey, we did this, we did that, and it's kind of the same old stuff over and over again. We don't want to do that. So we want to bring quality to you guys and gals versus quantity. With that being said, we're probably going to go to once or twice a month and keep things rolling.
We're going to try something different. We try, like you said, pretty much since COVID.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's been really tough.
It's been tough, and then what we'll do is we'll roll as we go, whether it be once a month, twice a month, depending on who we got. I know we're gonna have some ice fishing interviews lined up here, probably starting in January, and then we'll see. I'm sure we'll be talking with Sarah again.
Yep, we're not going away.
Nope,
we're just going to slow down.
We're just gonna critique.
Yeah,
our interviews.
So, for goodness sakes, this is 701.
Right?
And so there's plenty of content to go back and listen to if you're new to what we're doing here. But, and I know we've got a lot of new followers that have joined since you were up in the UP last week. promoting what we do. So we're just going to slow down a little bit, at least right now, get through the winter, see how things go. But so we got to enjoy life too. So
right. So, but we're always a Facebook away.
that's right, and we will let you guys and gals know when we're going to be on. We'll promote it ahead of time. It may not be on your typical Wednesday at 7:30. It might be on a Monday. It might be on a Tuesday. So we're going to try to be more flexible for the people who we're going to be talking to fit their schedule. That's been part of the problem.
Yep.
Is getting them on one certain night. So that's where we're at. So hang with us.
If people can be flexible, we need to be flexible too.
Exactly. So that's going to do it for us this week, folks. If you're listening over on iTunes, on the podcast portion of the show, make sure you stop in over there and give us a review. That helps us and helps the people who support us, like Buck Bates and Deer Camp Coffee.
Big shout out to Tony for going up there with us, Buck Bates,
Uncle Henry's
in Deer Camp, and hanging out with us for the week. I think he had a really good show. He made some awesome contacts up there. Gosh only knows where that can go. But a big shout out and a thank you to Julie for letting Tony go and get up there with us. And like we told the people, we brought what we had downstate up to them. So.
Well, Deer Camp Mayo is watching right now with us. So if you're in the Mayo area, especially this week, opening firearm season is next week. Are they having a buck pole?
I think they are.
I think they are. Check in with them up there. They're right there on 33 as you go into town, just north of 72 on the east side of the road. Stop in, get your coffee, get ready for the opening day of firearm deer season. Stop in, get you some bags of coffee. That way you can have it at camp. But if you're watching here on Facebook with us, smash that like button, subscribe. YouTube, same thing if you're watching us over there, and share the show for us.
Absolutely.
So that's going to do it for us this week, folks. As soon as we get through deer season here a little bit, we'll hope to bring you that show.
End of the month.
The end of the month.
Yep.
The last Wednesday of November. So y'all be safe out there and shoot straight and be safe. We'll see you next time here on the Up North Journal.
This episode was brought to you by
Deer Camp Coffee,
Buck Bates,
JPO Game Call,
The Island Armory,
Hacker Max,
Sunrise Archery,
and C3 Better the Hunt Technology.
Thanks for listening, and join us again here next week. Until then, remember, as we always like to say, if you're out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe. Until next week on the Up North Journal.